Okay. Absolutely sorry to hear that. Okay, Prasad, to start with, from a special force officer to claw, I mean, how did this transition happen? I mean, we all have read stories on Wikipedia and all your interviews, but there might be those little, slight little things which has happened that ignited this major thing. So, those little experiences, if you can share with all of us.
Search for meaning, like search for meaning to life. You know, when you're a child, you don't know you are searching for meaning, but you're exploring and things like that. And then you grow up, and then you go through a certain set of experiences, and then you choose your experiences. No, so yeah, I chose a certain set of experiences, and I met a lot of people. A lot of things happened, and then something just made sense to me. But the core of it is this: that like if you ask me, it's like I feel like solving problems. Like achieving targets. So here you choose a target that okay, we should solve the problem of disability. Disability is a problem; it should be solved. That's all. We should not get very emotional about it, or very shed tears about it or anything. It's a reality. It should be dealt like that, and it's a problem, and it can be solved. Human beings, we put our mind to anything, we can solve it. So disability is a problem, and the thing is, like, in the solution of the problem of disability, we will, as a human race, we will evolve. So it made
Absolutely.
sense.
It did. It did. So you had a vision and you converted it. What we as youngsters fail to do as, or what our generation is right now, I think, failing to do is we are having a vision, but we probably are not able to convert it because of many factors out there. So, like, what would be your take? Like, you, this was itself a challenge for you because you took it from this level to that large level. So, can you share your obstacles in all this journey, taking this thing to such a global stage?
uh, it's like a decision you make, right? It's like a decision. You just take a decision, that's all. So uh, it starts from there. It starts from a little bit of expansion. Like, I met this Air Force officer. I had a very close look at his life, right? He was on a wheelchair, and his circumstances were not pretty at all. And one day, in 2 weeks time, when I've never spoken to him, but I've seen his life, I've experienced him. He was my neighbor. I could hear things, that he used to talk. And so at some point, when he comes up to me and he says, can he scuba dive, can it's like you want to say yes. Yeah. So you want to say yes, and you feel like that, and it may not be anything big. It may be just one thing that you want to, like, uh, make happen, small thing. But when you start that journey, you start realizing that you can change things. You chota chota karte karte, and then you have to go to the root of the problem. Actually kya hai ki there are so many people who are on wheelchairs, right? It is not just that one Air Force officer. So slowly you understand that, uh, yes, you can do things. It is, the scale of things should not matter. You should just feel that you can do things, and you just do it. Yeah. And you start, and you keep moving, and there'll be times when everything will be against you, or will be full stop. You'll be standing against a wall, and there'll be no way to back up. At that time, you roar and you charge ahead. Yeah. Into the mob, right? So you don't give up on yourself. You keep believing, and things will keep happening. But that happens in a certain, like, your goals should be beyond yourself. you know yeah. If your goals are beyond yourself, things will happen. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you mentioned this thing root. Am I audible? I think if I'm not audible enough.
No, yeah, yeah, it's like, you're, yeah, you're good, I can hear you.
So you mentioned this word root, sir. This is a root problem, and sadly, there this root problem is still not eradicated. This perception is not eradicated from the root. So, what do you think would complete this perception for disabled people out from people's mind?
Okay, first things first, I feel that this whole, ability, disability, and things like this, yes, if you see a certain aspects, there is a difference between an able-bodied person or a disabled person, but actually, everybody is able at certain level and disabled at certain level. All human beings, right? Nobody is like perfect. Only God is perfect, right? The concept of God. So, yeah. Uh, sorry, can you just repeat your question again? I just drifted.
Yeah, I said that, however it is, this little conception, preconception, or there's a root cause of problem that they see people with disability from a different aspect and with a different perception. So, what do you feel would eradicate this thing from the roots? Because
Yeah,
we are
first you have
seeing,
to know. You have to first know what the root is. No, what is the root? So if you don't know what the root is, how will you eradicate it? Right? Can you hear me?
right, yeah, yeah, sir, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Tell me.
first thing is, as a human race, as a society, we must understand what is the root of this disability. Certain things are perceptual, and certain things are definitely there in the reality. A person who has lost use of his legs has lost use of his legs. Right? Now is a journey of regaining it. Whatever. We cannot just deny that fact. You can solve something only if you accept the problem. So if you go backwards, the root cause of the problem is we don't understand the stakeholders in this game. If you look at disability, and there are apparently, I'll just try my hand at figures. So there are apparently 1.8 billion people with disabilities across the globe, right? 15% of the global population is disabled, according to, I think, United Nations and all. So, and out of this population, let's just take a let's say out of this 1.8 billion, 80% of them are those who have got disabled during life. They've acquired it during life, right? Only 20% are those who are born with some form of disability or whatever. And that's a very large cross section, right? That's a very large cross section. And also, all human beings grow old. 40-50 years down the line, if you and me can pick up a glass of coffee or make it on our own, it'll be like surprising the way things are right now, right? So everybody is going to grow old. If you research into disability, if you solve this problem of disability, all human beings who will grow old, they will benefit from it. We'll have a better life, better old age. So it's just a matter of understanding that, and from there you start. So like that.
So I read this, like in all your interviews and everywhere, you have given this special mention of this word free. Like you have always mentioned about it, you have discussed about it. So normal human beings, us, we have foundations, we have restrictions, we have responsibilities, duties, relationships. What is your perception and what is your this constitution of this word free? How do a normal person, despite of having all these relationships about his duties, everyday responsibilities, can make sure that he's free of his own? So what would be your take on this, sir?
The answer to this is at various levels, right? The question is like that. Everybody has their own perception of what binds them, right? So it is at the end of the day realizing, couple of things, very simple things, that firstly, yeah, whatever is happening now is your choice. It is your choice. And that understanding comes from a certain level of experience, I would say, or it should be taught actually. It should be in our education system. It's about having an inner confidence and an inner sense of self, which is independent of everything outside. You know, my father died. I loved my father, right? I loved my father, respected my father. He was an amazing figure. And, we all my family, people we love, someday they are there, someday they not be there. And that day can happen anytime. So if they go, should I cease to exist? So I have to have an existence of my own, right? And if my existence of my own means my understanding of my life around me, whatever, 41 years of my life, that whatever I've experienced, that I think I can make a choice now. I'm an adult, so I can make a choice and live life like that. And then I just think that it would be like, it's so inefficient. It took me 41 years or 40 years or 30, 35 years. So whenever I started, it slowly unfolded, right? Understanding of what is important in life and what is really not, right? So I mean, this should be taught very early on. These are very simple things. We teach such complicated things like physics, chemistry, maths, biology, and whatnot, right? Which is very important. Formal education is important, but simple things like self-confidence, based on what? Based on real skills. You know, we should be all 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 citizens of India, if not the world, all citizens of India. If in our education system, if we are teaching physics, chemistry, maths, etc., we should teach how a person should protect themselves. We should teach children, fifth class, sixth class onwards, all children, girl, boys, everyone should be taught how to protect themselves and their loved ones. They should be taught medical skills like CPR and things like how to help others when in need. So many people die on roads in car accidents and bike accidents and so many things. We should be able to help our fellow human beings. So, and then you should be able to survive in nature. Building में आप बाद में आना. Buildings are designed by us to, like, with a certain sense of comfort or whatever. So a human being, to be really effective and efficient and strong and powerful, he has to be able to exist in nature, so all terrain, survival skills, all these things should be part of our formal education. So when you learn all of this, you will automatically start feeling, you will live the life that it means to be free. You will feel confident of exercising yourself. You will know how special you are, and you will just like keep doing it over and over and over again, like that.
By the way, I was looking at the chat section and people are going crazy for your new look and for your new haircut, and they are absolutely loving it. By the way, sir, I think many of the people are asking for any tips for SSB, I think. Would you like to say something on that?
Now, ideally, you can say be yourself, but then from my understanding, if I would be the person wanting to go to an SSB, right? I was a person who wanted to go to the SSB at one point of time in my life, right? I didn't clear my first SSB. I didn't clear my first written exam. Second time I cleared the written exam, I did not clear the SSB. I was in the conference, they asked me some question and I believe I did not give the right answer also. Third time I cleared, written, SSB, medical, etc., and I landed up in NDA. So I would just say that we don't know what is in store for us, right? We have a feeling that we would like to join the army and it's calling us and things like that, and you must try for it. You must firstly use your brain, that okay, what does it take, what is the army looking for, how to prepare for it, how to prepare for the written exam, and etc. Be aware of all the tests. SSB has a certain series of tests, so you should be aware. You should not get surprised by those tests, thematic apperception test, and all those log and bully wala system and all of that jazz, and what you should say and should not say. And you will be told to speak about a subject, and your group interactions will be there, and they will see how you gel with other people around you and stuff like that. So you should be aware of these things. But should you change yourself? Should you talk in this way or talk in that way, or should you be right? You are seeing a picture where there is a woman in a short skirt and who's very, very pretty and physically very, very attractive, and she's passing by and there is a boy looking at her, and what is that boy thinking? So you should be thinking, wow, what a pretty girl. That is what naturally we would think, right? But no, in SSB you will write, oh, that other day I was traveling and she's the girl who fell down and I helped her, and I gave her purse back and somebody stole it. So you'll write some funny stories like that, right? That's not you. And anything that does not want you to be the way you are, you should not be joining it, no, logically. There are many ways to serve this country. If serving the nation is your dream, there are many ways to serve this nation. First thing is serve yourself. Be honest, be strong, think beyond yourself, So there are many ways of serving this nation. You can be a doctor, engineer, you can be a pilot, you can be a farmer, you can be a cobbler, you can be a postman, you can be a army, be a environment in many ways, and you can serve your family in many ways, you can serve yourself in many ways. Choose your way, right? It's your life. Army is not end all be all everything. It's a good place, very respectable job, but all jobs are respectable. Yeah, everybody is working, and everybody it takes blood, sweat and tears often. It's not that, a lot of people keep saying ki, army life is difficult, and yes, it's difficult. It was my choice. I chose to live like that. I knew exactly what the life is like. It was my choice. And uh, uh, there is and I'm now in the civvy street. I've been out, I retired, what, almost 4 years ago. Yeah, retired almost 4 years ago, and I've seen there is a lot of struggle going. There is a different war going on here. It's not easy to survive, and especially if you see during COVID-19 times, it's been tough. So hats off to everyone, yeah, and me too.
Yeah. The key is being honest to what you're doing. That doesn't necessarily has to do a specific thing, but yeah, absolutely be honest to what you are doing. I picked this one line from what you said right now, that well, you'd never know what is in store for you. So while I was reading your journey, I just it just clicked that if that parachute incident wouldn't have happened, if you wouldn't have landed in the hospital, you wouldn't have met Lieutenant, probably Claw wouldn't have started, or this thing wouldn't have came into your mind. Have you ever thought on that angle that whatever happened really happened for good?
Why should I think on those lines? I've thought on those lines, but to ask you back, why would I think on those lines? Why would I?
Like this thing actually
To,
pertains that जो होता है
to
अच्छा
try
नहीं
and
होता है.
understand life, right? To try and understand the design of life. That, oh, ऐसा ऐसा हुआ, इस वजह से ऐसा ऐसा हुआ, so life is a design, karam karo, and ऐसा ऐसा होगा, whatever, right? So yeah, but logically, you people should not, like, and I've experienced this, you should not spend time too much trying to analyze life. You shouldn't do that. It's a waste of time. Ultimately you will come to know what life is, but the only thing you should very simply do is observe yourself very closely, and just very simply what your heart, there are so many options in front of you, but there are some options where your heart pulls very strongly. You must listen to that. Once you listen and you take the leap, and the universe will provide with you with what you need. And let's just say you take the leap and apparently you fall, but then it is you who decides to stop or not. Maybe your journey is different. This was just an experience which took you somewhere. So it's a lot of things, thanks, but just do what you feel like doing, yeah, and try and make sure it helps others as well.
Yeah,
That'd be a good
absolutely.
deal.
Uh, Special forces, you knew that special forces will manifold your risks, right? So, just taking this instance, taking this little thing from your life to the normal life of normal people, normal citizens,
Excuse
that
me,
human.
can you speak
I
slightly loud? Actually, I've got a slight hearing problem. Too many
Okay,
bullets have been passed through behind this ear, so it's
okay.
listening
In
is
case,
little listening. Slightly
yeah,
louder, please.
in case that is it better now anyway?
Yes, yes. Better, better.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you, sir. So, you knew, sir, that special forces will manifold your risks. Despite of that, you went for it, and this is a tendency with humans that we take very calculated risks with, especially for like youngsters, people who are in business, who are going to start something new, who are changing their careers. So, what is your take on taking risks? Because people scare off from taking risks. They are into a comfort zone, they are into a habitual meaning of life, in a routine life, and to start something different that will challenge you every day, that is something not people really do, but probably they want to do. So, something you would like to say on that, your take on that?
I have taken
I
risks
have
from
taken
you.
risks from you.
Right.
Right.
Just 1 second. I think
Just
I can
one
hear
second, I think I
myself.
can hear myself.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa.
whoa, whoa.
कैसे करें यार? I can hear myself. Acha, okay. Can you just get off your headphones?
Okay, shall I get them off?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah. Okay.
So we were talking about risk. So I've taken risks in life, right? I've taken risks in life, and I've if someone else would look at my life and they will say what risk he has taken, they may think that it's wild. He's wild. Jacob is wild. They think like that. But you don't survive in the game that I used to play by being wild or just being wild. You have to be. You have to know what you're doing because a mistake is unforgiving. So I have taken risks, and obviously I'm here. So whatever risks I took, I planned those. This thing. Somebody else looking at me would think, yeah, this is too great a risk. But for me, if I don't take that thing, I would be at risk. If I don't take that step, I would be at risk of not living my life or experiencing my life. So it's a very fine line, and your heart should be your compass. So what actually, there's something that I realized. I'll share with you. I was just thinking about this issue of why people go through, all this turmoil in their minds about what should we do or should not do, what is good, bad, things like that. And I mean, it's illogical not to, do certain things. Life is limited. It's limited. So might as well have it your way. Yeah, you just calculate. Make the move. Take a step in that direction. Don't sit, दूर से and think ये नहीं हो सकता. एक कदम लो, थोड़ा और पास आएगा, थोड़ा और image sharp होगा. Take 2 more steps, the image will become sharper. It'll start manifesting in this reality. You have to take, the choice is yours to take the step or not. Calculate, उतना करो जितना कर सकते हो. सब कुछ एक साथ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. So play. Slowly you will understand how to play better. It's like learning how to play an instrument, I guess. You slowly you become better and better, and one day you're a musician. So like that.
Yeah, actually, right. Um, you have always mentioned this word special, that every human being is special in its own way. So, despite of knowing this thing, sir, that we are unique, I'm sorry, like, is it still causing problems from
It's
my
good. I
side?
can hear you. I can hear you. Hmm.
So, you have always mentioned this thing that अगर तुम जिंदा हो, तुम्हारा दिमाग चल रहा है, that means you can do anything. We know this. People know this. We youngsters know this, but still we know that we are unique. We have different capabilities and everything, but still somewhere there's a little insecurity. There's a fear that if I might fail, there's a fear that people are doing better than you. There's a fear that people will outshine you. For people who are appearing for exams, however it is, how to get this thing completely out of the mind, because like I myself have faced this thing. I myself have introspected with me from myself, but this thing doesn't go, like for in the long term this doesn't go. कुछ ज्यादा बड़ा हो जाएगा तो फिर ये चीज आएगी. तो इसको बिल्कुल eradicate कैसे करना है? How to get this thing completely out of your mind? This feeling of insecurity, this feeling of that there's somebody else better than you. The fact is not that there's somebody else better than you, but the problem is that he might outshine you and you might get out of the run. So, उस चीज को, how to overcome that thing?
Well, it comes from self-awareness. It comes from self-awareness, a certain degree of self-awareness, and also awareness of what is actually there in the world. What is actually there, and uh, awareness of life itself, to understand that there is something called death, and it happens, and after that you can't do what you can do right now, right? So over a period of time, when you read about it and then you think about it, and then you actually experience it on multiple occasions, and then it starts happening slowly, but you must will it. All those, you know, so you have to like understand what is there really around you, what is an illusion and what is not. So comparison between people is an illusion. It's an illusion of your mind. It's just really illogical and stupid to compare yourself with somebody else. It's actually illogical and stupid it is because it is harming you only. So so you must realize these things. When you start realizing these things, you start shedding, you start shedding these kind of illusionary perspectives, right? And you start coming to a place where you start living a life your way, the way that makes sense to you. Think about life, be aware of that. Is what is called becoming an adult. Becoming an adult means taking responsibility for your life. Forget about other people कि मेरे को मम्मी को भी संभालना है, पापा को भी संभालूंगा. पहले आप अपने आप को संभालो, ठीक है ना? आप पहले अपने आप को संभालो. आप समझो कि आप कौन हो, मेरे दुनिया आसपास क्या है, ये सिस्टम क्या चल रहा है, और इसमें मैं क्या करना चाहता हूँ, है ना? And you must explore. It's a responsibility of a human being to explore what is there in life, his own responsibility towards himself, so that he can know more, right? And at a certain point you come and you say कि नहीं यार ठीक है, मैंने जितना सीखना था दुनिया के बारे में and this that, and now no, let me start expressing myself and start seeing what is it that I feel that the world should be like. And in any case, I mean, you do a cost analysis or you do a strategic analysis of whether to live your life or not, you will realize a very simple thing, that that's the reason why death is there, so that you live, right? So one day you will not be able to be yourself, and nobody can save you then. When your time has come to pass away, your time has come to pass away. So at that time, nobody can save you, nobody, right? Nobody, your mom, dad, your love, or you know nobody can save you. So at that time only you are there, and you are there all by yourself, and that is how you are throughout your life. You must understand that you are actually alone, and you're alone, yet you are with everyone. So both things people should realize. Yeah. And once you realize all of that, then it starts making sense. Then you start playing little games, and you try a little bit something, and you talk to someone, and that person says yes, right? Oh, and somebody says, oh, fantastic, what a great idea, let's do it, right? And then it starts spreading. That is what we are doing, exactly how we're doing it. Actually, that's my business plan.
You are alone and yet you are with everybody. This line is the concept, whole of the concept. So okay, this one more thing. Saying to connect each your journey you are having so far, and to ask you questions upon that. Um,
I
you
couldn't hear you the last couple of seconds.
audible now, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was saying that I was reading your journey, and I was trying to connect each of the issues people are having, mostly youngsters are having right now, to connect it with your journey and to take your inputs from those. There was a period, sir, if I'm not wrong, for I think 1 year, 8 months, and you were in complete isolation. You were not in touch with people. And how did you keep your pace? Like, how did you keep your mind sane at that period? Because right now, mental toughness, mental problems are being so relevant. And like, even if we are not having internet for a few days, we are feeling so gloomy, we are feeling so depressed, we are not talking to people. And the thing is that human beings are social animals, right? So we need people around us. But even though you kept your pace, you kept yourself sane, you kept going, what was the key to that? Because that was a really, really long time you have been in. So how did that happen?
It's a matter of choice. Everything that you are experiencing is a matter of choice. right? It's like how it is. Some things will happen to you that you don't choose. Some things, suddenly you find yourself standing on a road in the middle of nowhere where you know no one, and there is no money in your pocket, right? So at that time, either you can think of it as a great adventure and of the possibilities that lie ahead, or you can, feel sorry for yourself. It's a choice. So, like, make your own choice. Make sure you like it. And if you don't like it, you can change it. That is also your choice. You have a choice. You are like, when I see the youth of our country, I was away from this reality for a long time, right? For a long time. And that is a different world, yeah. Different world, different, just very different. And when I came out and I saw and things, I understood a lot of things, and I met a lot of youth of our country. I mean, and there were officers from my own unit whom I met. So pure, so fantastic. So, young officers in my unit, like I was in 11 para SF, and I saw this bunch of, young lieutenants and captains and majors, and wow. Man, yeah, if you come to know now what are the kind of people protecting your country, you will feel so proud. You'll feel so proud, right?
Please share.
Protecting our
Please.
country, yeah. So very, very pure people, right? And so it's all, why are they so happy? Why was I chose to be 1.5 years out in isolation. I chose it. I loved it. I was alive at every second. It was not it was an experience which I chose, and I really enjoyed it, loved it. So choose your experiences, yeah. And if you find yourself at the wrong end of a decision, uh, just know this, that you can change the situation again. There was something to learn from it. You've learned it. Now you're more strong. Now move on. March ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I think your voice just broke also. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you said that जब पता चलेगा कि कैसे कैसे लोग हमारी रक्षा कर रहे हैं तो we'll go on a different tangent. कुछ incidents आप share करना चाहते हैं जो completely जो ठग life कहते हैं ना जिन्हें कुछ ऐसे incidents.
Yeah. I'll tell you an experience, right, that I am aware of. And there is क्या बोलते हैं, see, there are certain things, there are a lot of people who are saying that I am discussing operational issues. There's something that somebody has said, that I am discussing some secret operational issues. So I mean, either they don't know what they don't. Those are the people who don't know what operations are. They have no clue, right? They have
Yeah.
no clue what operations are. They are reading some books and trying to say that operational issues. So what my thing is, why am I discussing this? Why would I tell you something about my experience in the special forces? I would tell you this because I feel, firstly, I'm an officer. I'm a person as a cadet. When I became an officer, I was the president of this country. He commissioned me. I have a certificate signed by the president of the country where he has entrusted me with responsibilities written down, right? And then I served, as an officer. I was in the special forces, and I learned so many things at the cutting edge, right? I saw what what self-sacrifice means. I saw it, right? And then when I came out and I saw that everybody is like so good, yeah. Youth, we deserve to enjoy our life. And there are so many people in depression. There are so many people who feel powerless. They feel weak, right? So if they come to know about their fellow human beings, how do you get inspired? You get inspired because you got it inside you. You are recognizing something inside you, right? That's how you get inspired by someone, because it's already there inside you. It's just recognition of the same feeling, the same qualities, right? It makes logical sense. So when you come out, and then you say, okay, yaar, if I tell certain incidents, they are not going to leak any tactics of how I used to operate or how the soldiers are operating right now or something, but it will give you a lesson of humanity, which will be that batti, that mombatti, in a dark night, when you're alone, this memory will bloody keep you alive, right? So it is my responsibility to share it as a citizen of this country,
Yeah.
right? So I'll tell you, there was an incident where, certain terrorists had come into a certain area, right?
Okay.
Yeah, certain terrorists had come into a certain area, and one of the teams from my unit, 9 para SF, right? They were called in. Those terrorists had a contact with one of the Rashtriya Rifle units out there, and one of the one of the soldiers had died from the Rashtriya Rifles, and the terrorists were there in the forest. So our guys were called to exterminate them, to solve the problem. So we went there, and that is something that is totally like against our tactics. The enemy normally does not know when we are coming, right? If I am coming for you, you should not know it, no, isn't it?
Right,
So
right.
yeah. So in this particular situation, the enemy knew that the army is going to come for them. So it is a situation where we are going into an alert enemy. Sure shot, somebody of us is going to get hit, right? It was led by an officer, and our team went in, and the operation was going on, and a sudden burst of fire came, and the Havaldar leading the squad, he got a headshot dead,
Oh,
and he went rolling down the mountain, right? And then the first disclaimers is, I was not there in this operation, but it was my unit, my team, and there was another officer, like my senior, he was leading this op. He told me कि वो पहला बंदा गया, उसको हेडशॉट लगा, that guy went down and he was dead. Everybody knew he's dead, and there was heavy fire coming in, and then his buddy went down that very steep hill, went and caught the rolling body, lifted it up, and he was bringing it up back up the mountain into our team, and fire was going on, and he got hit. He fell down. Both bodies went rolling down. Third guy got up from the squad, went down in the midst of fire, caught the two bodies, was bringing it and started dragging it up. By the time the rest of the team had identified where the fire is coming from and brought down buddy hell on their head, right? So, but this had happened. So imagine all of these people, they are married, they have children, right? But that's like buddy, man. Yeah.
I was actually about to ask you about कि आपके कोई ऐसा इंस्टेंस बताइए जो बिल्कुल भाईचारा वाला इंस्टेंस जो आपके दिमाग में रहा हो, एंड यू जस्ट शेयर्ड इट एक्चुअली. Sir, to conclude with, what is your best memory with SF so far? Any instance which is prominent, almost सारे ही होंगे, but any instance which was the prominent?
See, listen, SF and all know. I've said what I had to say, right? I will say this again and again and again. SF is a state of mind. It's a state of existence. It is how you choose to live your life, right? So, all human beings, all of us, you, me, anyone in this world has the choice to exist from that state of mind, right? To approach life with that state of mind, to go into an internal journey with that state of mind, and to experience life outside with that state of mind. It's there in all of us. We just have to discover it, right? So I would just say to the people who, are asking me about my opinion about how I look at life, just see how we are living our life. You look at Team Claw, you look at what is Operation Blue Freedom, find out, and there's always something you could do, and so you guys should really, see how we are doing it, what we are doing, and what is how it will change the world. See it.
Yeah,
We'll show you.
we are seeing it. So you took it from that level to, okay. This one more thing. So please, like, I was really curious about how Claw is linked with United Nations as well. How you're working with United Nations as well. So can you please throw a little light on that?
Okay. Claw is not working with United Nations as yet, right? But
Okay.
United Nations has an agenda. It's a body, right? It's a body meant to do for a certain job. It has been created to execute a certain mission, right? And United Nations has these missions, SDG goals as they are called, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All United Nations SDG missions, all of their specific goals that they have talked about, what CLAW is doing, all of that we are directly related to. We are solving those problems and exponentially so, right? So that's how we are linked to United Nations, but not yet. We hope to invite, like I'm trying to find a way that I can invite the UN Secretary General to come down and be part of the Water World Record, to watch in front. I mean, in fact, I want to, there are, firstly, there are people with the agenda. There are ministers, right? There are politicians. There are basically government commanders in chief of certain government bodies, right? It is their job to, like, to see what, firstly, their own mind, to see what people with disabilities can or cannot do, right? So we plan to invite a lot of people who are stakeholders in the problem of disability, to see for their very own eyes what is possible, what a person on a wheelchair or who's paralyzed, what that person can do if a right ecosystem is created, and so that they can have the right perspective. And क्या कहते हैं, yeah. So I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, yeah. So you have just outperformed all the questions I've asked so far. Okay, this one very interesting question was popping up. Ki, sir, is money important? I don't know what to say. Please say something on that.
Okay, let me choose my words wisely. All right.
Yeah, indeed.
Is money important?
You always, I think you've said somewhere that you never checked your payslip. You never checked your payslip all through the time you were in force. So, like, what
Yeah, yeah.
would
I didn't
be
know how
your,
much salary I'm getting paid. I served
yeah,
14
yeah.
and a half years for 14 years as an officer in the Indian Armed Forces, and I didn't know, like, what is my salary. I didn't know. It didn't matter to me. I got enough to live a good life. Whenever I was back from the mountains, like, anybody could come, like, anybody could walk into my house, and they'd always get a, drink to drink and a meal to eat, right? Always, anytime. Yeah, it was open house. And तो उतना पैसा तो आता था, and पर हर महीने खत्म हो जाता था. So like that. And so yeah, so is money important? I would actually, if you just follow what we are doing in Operation Blue Freedom, I came out, I had no money actually. I had less than a lakh with me, and but I had friends. I had very, very good friends. I had very, very good friends. I had brothers, and there was a certain thing that I wanted to do, and I didn't have anything. But then, slowly, slowly, my brothers from the SF, they started coming. My team, those guys, they started coming. They were retiring, and they wanted to do something good. So they had faith in me that he must, Jacob साहब है कुछ अच्छा ही करेगा, साथ में चलते हैं, and we'll enjoy our life also. There's a brotherhood, no? So is money important? Answering that, yes, money is important, but there is a relationship you should have with money, right? Everything is important in this world. You should have a relationship with everything, but that relationship should be on your terms, and those terms should be in such a way that they generate value on both sides, right? So if you
True,
take money specifically, money should not be dictating what you can or cannot do.
true.
It should not be the causal factor to take decisions in your life, about your life, right? हाँ, मैं पार्ले का बिस्किट खरीद के खा सकता हूँ, नहीं खा सकता हूँ, मैं एक सिगरेट खरीद के पी सकता हूँ, नहीं पी सकता हूँ. Those kind of decisions will get affected by money. But should I choose this profession? Should I marry this person? Or should I have this boyfriend? Or should I have that girlfriend? Or should I wear these clothes? Should I have this car? Should I have those many houses? Where should I go on? Should I go on holiday to this or that? What would look good on Instagram or Facebook? I mean, get a life, man. Get a life. You are the most beautiful thing ever created, and you must behave like that, right?
Yeah.
So, so as far as money is concerned, money is important. you should understand what money is. You should understand how it is created. How is money created? Money should be there. I should have enough money. Like whenever I want to do something in my life, I want to do 3 world records, I should look back and I should have the money there, right there. If I want to create a full spectrum scuba rehabilitation facility in everywhere, in all places in the globe, I should have the money. The money should not be deciding whether I can or cannot do this. So you have a relationship with money where you understand it and you can create it. You can create it. You can create as much money as you require. How do you create money? You create money by doing things which are of value, valuable things, right? You create value. You create architectures, create design. Doctors, do health work. क्या बोलते हैं, the cobbler mends a shoe, right? So everybody, you create value. You create value which is important to everyone. Everyone will pool in their resources, and everything is not about money. They say money can't buy love. So
I don't know. I just don't know this instance, but everybody in chats are like Bisleri wala incident batao, sir. So anything that is like people
okay,
are going mad for that.
knowledge. Okay, so I had an apparent experience where we saw that there were special forces from the US, and they had come in, and they were climbing a mountain along with us, and they had a requirement for Bisleri water, right? Or whatever water, the packaged water, because natural water which is there does not suit their body. And it's a training exercise, right? At the end of the day, you come here to train. There's no bullets flying out here, right? So if you see, and there is this constant comparison that I see in Indian society where they are trying to compare this special force against that special force. And then, the other day, by the way, about a year and a half ago, there was this gentleman from America. He messaged, and then he called up at 12:30 at night and saying that, I want to hold a global special forces competition. And we would like you to, I've seen your profile and I'd like you to participate. So I told him, who gave you this idea, man? Special forces don't compete with each other. We are the same.
Right.
We don't compete with each other. We don't have any ego issues or who is better or this, that issues. We are experts by our own rights. We are very, very specialized people. We share the same mindset, right? We have certain mandates. We are specialists in those mandates. So I am no less than no one, and no one is no less than me. So it's like that. So this whole thing about, we are better than them comes from an attitude where you thought you were less than them. Right. And you needed a Vivek Jacob to tell you that no, Indian special forces are best in the world. And you idealize Navy SEALs. So I've seen Navy SEALs. And Navy SEALs are damn good. They're pretty damn good. They are good at what they do. They have done some fantastic operations. So is the SAS. So is the GSG-9. So is any force. Right. And special forces use Spetsnaz and all. They're fantastic at what they do. We don't compete with each other. We're too smart for that.
Indeed. Yeah.
We collaborate.
Yeah.
We achieve things. So special forces operate like a team. There is no one single hero. ठीक है कि एक आदमी ने जाके 7-8 मार दिए, ऐसे थोड़ा ना होता है. ठीक है, we are normal human beings. We just very, very clear about what we want to do, and we have a certain kind of a mindset which fits, and we are trained to do a certain job. We are specialists, right, in a certain job line. That particular job line is of very high impact nature, right? Nations can rise and fall based on, the stock markets can rise and fall. I mean, just imagine if Osama bin Laden op had failed, US stock market would have crashed. Is it not? If they had got discovered in a failed. So same thing. So special forces across the world are they are a breed of men. They have a certain mindset. They have a certain heart. You'll find most of them are very, very humane human beings. There is Maha Ultra killers honge, but they will have a cat in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will be the best fathers. Right? So like that. They're very, very playful human beings. You'll find them playing games. Cricket खेल रहे होंगे बच्चों के साथ, ये सब चल रहा होगा. So my only thing is, it's a mindset, and if you want to learn what is that mindset, you want to see it, and if you feel that it will work for you, you must watch us doing what we are doing. We are showing it to the world. Operation Blue Freedom is a dream, right? It's apparently an impossible dream. It's apparently an impossible journey which requires millions and millions and millions of dollars, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the water world record. The water world record is costing us, like, I mean, the bill is $5.5 million, right? That's the cost. And why are we doing all this whole record business, world record? Why are we doing that? Do you think I'm out here to prove a point, but through some world records? No, I'm not here to prove a point to anyone. I had to prove a point to myself. I proved it to myself a long time ago, right? So it's not about me. So it's about a problem. It has to be addressed, and I'm seeing the market. This is the way the market works. Everybody likes world records, right? So okay, world record, but world record not for that. Like, we want to develop that kind of. Firstly, we will change your perception. That perception of pity and inability which is attached to people with disabilities, already shatter it, right? That is not the truth. The truth is extreme power. They are very, very powerful people. They have a very unlocked spirit, right? So you watch our journey, how it unfolds. And when people say that, how can you do something like this without money? So you see, when I started, I had no money.
Yeah,
but I reached so far. I got so far.
Yeah.
I got so far. Yeah. So, and we'll reach ahead also. Yeah. It's a good thing. What we are doing is a very, very good thing, right? It's a very good thing for everyone, me included, right? It's a very good journey. It's all the beautiful things and all the beautiful thoughts that a person can think are there in this journey. And it's a journey of creativity. Right? I'm not here to prove a point to anyone. I'm not here to do anything. I feel a certain responsibility towards my country, towards the citizens of my country, and to the people in this world. I feel that I can make a change, and I'm just doing that. Yeah, that's all. And this is going to be done by a team, right? People have to come together, and they will come together. They are coming together. Those people who understand what we are doing and they feel connected to it. Nobody is coming as a follower. नहीं है. साथ चल रहे हैं हम साथ. We are holding hands and we are walking, and we will reach there. We will do what we have to do. And let's just say we don't reach there. Let's just say, right? So big deal, yeah. In this journey, we have personally evolved so much, and so many people have experienced a mind shift. So
any means that normal people can join in for operation? Like, I think many people wanted to, or even after listening to this, I am more interested. So how is the means? Like, how can normal people join in with this?
Okay. Like, we are launching a website tomorrow. Tomorrow is the World Disability Day. United Nations World Disability Day is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we are launching our website. We've tried many times to get it in order, and finally it appears. It seems that it might get launched tomorrow. We got people working on it, and my friends are working on it, and we will launch it. We are having an event with the Maldivian government, MITDC, Mr. Raid. He has walked with us so powerfully, and he has understood the concept, and he is making things move. So, and the Maldivian government, they have really supported us. The Indian High Commission, everybody is coming together, and we are launching it tomorrow. There are ambassadors of Operation Blue Freedom, Daniela Brown, Melissa. There is Mark Roche from the USA. There is Mr. Sandy from the Maldives. And this Anna, right? There's so many people who are connected. We're all going to be there. Mr. Raid is going to be there from the Maldives, and very certain dignitaries from the Maldivian government, certain stakeholders from the Maldivian government, representatives of the people from the Maldivian government are going to be there tomorrow on this launch of Operation Blue Freedom, the website. And that's where people can apply. So people who are with disabilities who are interested to participate, they can come onto our website, and through that website they can apply to us. There are certain details we will require. They can share that with us, and we will start building the team. We've already selected certain people, and then anywhere in the world will be with a person with disability, anywhere in the world, irrespective of nationality, irrespective of color, class, religion, economic status, or ability, right? Any person with disability can apply. We will sift through that data. We'll select a core team, and it's not what we are doing. Everybody, at this stage cannot do. One has to be very realistic. But out of 100 people with disabilities, if 20 can do it, 30 can do it, 40 can do it, it's worth it, man. आज 30, कल 40, परसों 50, एक दिन 100 खत्म कर देंगे, problem finished, right? We'll operate like that. So yeah, so we are launching the website, and volunteers like yourself, you're a volunteer and you want to come in. We have a separate section, right? You can apply through that. You can tell us about your skills. Like you are an interviewer, let's say, like for example, tell me what is your formal education, what have you, like what are you good at? Just tell me what are you good at, like you're super good at. What are you good at?
I am super good at writing and speaking actually. So I'm a
Fantastic.
master and final year student. So that's
Fantastic.
actually my forte. I'm doing what I'm loving at. So yeah.
Yeah, so you will be able to apply through that website. You will be able to write to me, and like I'll like about yourself, who you are, and what do you think are your core skills, and what is your idea of why do you want to walk this journey with us? Why does it make sense to you? I mean, okay, you don't even have to write that. Just write what your core skills are, and tell us how much time you can give us,
Yeah.
and we'll get in touch with you, and we'll see where to fit you in, and like we'll probably end up walking this journey together. You'll experience something.
Wow, that would be a treat for me. So I just hope this information will help many people.
Yeah.
And I don't
And
know
there
if
is
Instagram
one
has
thing.
this algorithm. Sorry, sir?
Similarly, so we have three categories. There is the sponsors, there is the people with disabilities who are past participants, and then there are the volunteers, right? So there are people who feel that so this is not a crowdfunding campaign or whatever. This is a straight shout out to the sponsors. Sponsors, who sponsors? I'm talking about the companies like Red Bull. I'm talking to companies like Adidas, Nike, all the big shots. You spend bloody crores of money giving, like for example, I've seen an advertisement, right? So I mean, like I've seen an advertisement where there is Salman Khan, like he's standing on top of a mountain, and he's wearing a wingsuit, right? And he drinks this particular drink, and he says, "Dar ke aage jeet hai," right? And he's supposed to have jumped off that mountain and done wingsuit, and he's like bloody reached somewhere. What are you? Who are you kidding, man? That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a lie, yeah. I mean, nothing against Salman Khan. That's his business. That's what
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does. But the companies are being so stupid. I mean, that's so stupid. I mean, like publicly, I'd say that's so stupid. You are selling a lie, which people know is a lie. People know Salman Khan doesn't do skydiving, right? But they've done that. I would say rather than spending your crores giving money like that, why don't you look at people with disabilities? You see people with disabilities. I mean, like you see this guy here sitting here. Yeah. So this, yeah.
Hi.
Hi, good
Can
evening.
you introduce yourself?
Hello.
I am Pranav. I'm an ultra runner. So basically, 1 year back, I met with a road accident, and I had a spinal cord fracture, and I was paralyzed. And then within a 1 year, I started running. And next year is the Croatia World Championship for 12 hours, and I am selected for that event. So currently, I am preparing for that.
100 kilometers.
So I'm
Wow,
preparing for
sir.
100 kilometers in 12 hours.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Thank you for sharing this, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot for sharing this.
So, case in point, right? So this man, he got in touch with us. He got in touch with us through our India ambassador, Mr. Chitrasen Sahu. He's a very hell of a man himself. So he got in touch with us through him and just like spoke to me on the phone, and he said, "Ki, this is this," and he told Chitrasen Sahu actually, "This is what I want to do." And I spoke to him and I asked him, "ठीक है यार." He was telling various things. I asked him, just open Google and check your flights. When are your flights? And he just checked the flight. Within half an hour, he sent the flight ticket, and next day he was here. He arrived last night. So, and he's here. He's here on the ground. He's working with us, and he's like doing everything. ऊपर से लेकर नीचे तक, coffee बनाने से लेकर, writing to global, companies. He's doing everything. So like that, yeah.
Uh, Unfortunately, I think Instagram has an algorithm to ending live sessions in an hour. So the more I'm listening to you, the more I'm discovering these layers of yours, sir. I mean, none of your interviews are enough to know what is inside you, what is like everything. You are completely different on every interview. And I think this one thing I really need to mention that in the afternoon I called sir, and I asked her if you want to share something and if you want to put some inputs or any questions you would like me to question. And he said that don't tell me anything beforehand. Everything should be on the stage and everything should be at the moment. And that is the way you are. You are really unpredictable. We are so glad to have you on board today. And to start this series with you, we really hope TEDx Punri keeps getting in touch with Claw, and we keep doing sessions like this in future. And I really don't want to end this, but I think Instagram will end this itself. So, anything you would like to conclude it with, sir? Because people are going just crazy about you and gaga about you. So, just to address them, something at last you want to tell them all, because I think कुछ questions उनके रह गए, पर we were running with time constraints. So,
I'll answer
anything
all
you
your
would like to say.
questions. I'll answer all your questions. You just watch what we are doing. Just keep watching. See what we are doing. Just keep watching what you're doing. You'll see the answers to all your questions in our journey. All your questions will be solved, like answered. I mean, I hope so. If not, you'll have fun. That I can show you.
Okay,
So,
okay.
and
Thank you
you
so much, sir.
personally, like I had like it was very pleasant talking to you. You seem like a wonderful
Thank you, sir.
person,
That
and
that's so lovely for my part. I'm glad you said that.
I
So I
enjoyed talking to
think
you.
we shall
Really
end it
enjoyed it.
now. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much from the behalf of all the TEDx Punri team and TEDx. We hope we meet soon or keep continuing these sessions in future too. And thank you everybody. Thank you all the audience for joining in. We were close to hit 400 viewers, but we can't. Like in a couple of minutes, I think the session will end. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure meeting you, talking to you. Thank
Then,
you.
man, thank you very much.